Hi friends. In this vast universe, life exists only within a tiny speck of space. Yet, the intelligent human race, living on that small dot, has been striving to uncover the history of the entire solar system. We have even succeeded in setting foot on the moon. The image you are looking at right now is a photograph captured from the moon, showing how Earth appears from there. After all, our Earth is also just one small part of this enormous universe, isn't it? There are 8 planets in our solar system. Earth is the 3rd planet from the Sun. It took humanity a tremendous amount of time and research to determine whether planets, such as Mercury, Venus, and Mars, possess an atmosphere suitable for human survival. At the same time, scientists have concluded that there is absolutely no possibility of humans living on planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Today, efforts are also underway to understand what kind of atmosphere exists on the moon. In this video, we are going to explore how Earth would appear from planets that could potentially support life, and whether any of those worlds possess an atmosphere similar to the one we enjoy here on Earth. Some of the visuals you will see are actual images obtained through space exploration missions, while others have been created through animation. So first, let us travel to Mercury. The planet closest to the Sun, Mercury appears completely barren and dried out. No visible atmosphere can be seen around it. Much like our moon, its surface is not filled with mountains and valleys, but is instead dominated by countless craters. Some of these craters stretch across enormous distances and reach depths of nearly 3 kilometers. The powerful solar wind continuously sweeps Mercury's thin atmosphere, made mostly of oxygen and sodium, far into space like a long tail. At the same time, that atmosphere is constantly replenished. The temperature on Mercury ranges from a scorching 425 degrees Celsius during the daytime to a freezing -200 degrees Celsius at night. According to scientific estimates, Mercury shares a few similarities with our moon. The moment you look at it, it gives the impression of a giant lunar surface. The planet's first crust extends to almost 1,550 kilos. This was discovered during the Mariner 10 mission in 1974. Mercury essentially has no atmosphere in its surrounding airspace. Because of this, weather patterns like those we experience on Earth simply do not exist there. Humans cannot travel and survive on Mercury. Enduring such extreme conditions would be nearly impossible for any person. So far, only 2 spacecraft have been sent to Mercury, Messenger and Mariner 10. Venus. The temperature on Venus reaches around 425 degrees Celsius. On Earth, when temperatures rise to about 45 to 50 degrees Celsius, human skin can begin to burn. So just imagine what would happen to a human body in temperatures exceeding 400 degrees Celsius. This planet also contains large reserves of sulfuric acid. If a person were exposed to such an environment, their bones would melt away in an instant. Scientists believe that billions of years ago, Venus may have possessed vast quantities of water, perhaps even entire oceans. However, the intense heat eventually caused all of that surface water to evaporate. The atmospheric pressure on Venus is 92 times greater than the pressure on Earth. Because of this enormous pressure, spacecraft have been unable to remain on its surface for very long. For humans, traveling to Venus remains an extremely difficult challenge. Despite a few similarities to Earth, Venus possesses many distinctive features that make it dramatically different from our world. One of the most significant characteristics of Venus is its incredibly dense and poisonous atmosphere. It is made primarily of carbon dioxide and contains thick clouds of sulfuric acid. This atmosphere creates an extreme greenhouse effect. As a result, Venus has become the hottest planet in the entire solar system. Surface temperatures on Venus can reach as high as 460 degrees Celsius. Another fascinating feature of Venus is its retrograde rotation. In simple terms, it spins in the opposite direction compared to most planets in the solar system. The surface of Venus is also covered with a variety of craters, mountains, and vast volcanic plains. Most of the craters found there were formed by meteorite impacts. Unlike Earth, whose surface is constantly reshaped by erosion and plate tectonics, the surface of Venus has remained largely unchanged for billions of years. Most of the mountains on Venus are actually volcanoes, and several of them are incredibly tall. The tallest mountain on Venus is Mount Maxwell, which stands at a height of 11 kilometers. Venus is also home to extensive volcanic regions known as lava plains. These plains were created through massive volcanic eruptions. Those eruptions spread lava across huge portions of the planet's surface. We observe Earth's atmosphere every day. So now, leaving Earth behind for a moment, let us move closer to the Moon. The Moon is located approximately 403 kilometers away from Earth. Its structure consists of a crust, a mantle, and a core. Deep within the Moon lies a solid iron core, surrounded by a softer and partially fluid outer iron core. The Moon's interior contains a lithosphere that is nearly 620 miles thick. Over long periods of time, the magma inside cooled and eventually solidified. Mars. The surface of Mars is rocky in nature. It is covered with valleys, volcanoes, dried-up lake beds, and reddish dust rich in oxidized iron. Craters can be seen across almost the entire planet. Because of its reddish appearance, Mars is famously known as the Red Planet. This planet lies about 14 crore 10 lakh miles away from the Sun. Mars takes 687 days to complete one orbit around the Sun. It requires 24 hours and 30 minutes to complete one rotation on its axis. The abundance of red-colored rocks is what gives the planet its distinctive appearance. At first glance, Mars seems to contain ice sheets, deserts, mountains, and plains, much like those found on Earth. Iron is present in especially high quantities on this world. Scientists have observed large amounts of iron in both the rocks and dust scattered across the planet. As the iron undergoes oxidation, Mars takes on its characteristic red color. This mineral is known as hematite iron. The landscape appears extremely ancient. It is filled with water-related craters. Cracks visible in Martian soil indicate that cycles of wet and dry seasons once occurred there. Such cracks can also form as a result of sudden flash floods. The Curiosity rover, launched in 2011, is currently exploring Gale Crater on Mars. Scientists believe Gale Crater was once the site of a lake. At the center of the crater stands a massive aluminum hill, reaching nearly 6 kilometers in height. Billions of years ago, Mars contained flowing rivers and even enormous lakes. Researchers have discovered evidence supporting the existence of these ancient water bodies. However, they still do not know exactly what type of climate existed when they were present. A photograph captured by the Curiosity rover in 2021 revealed salt deposits within the dry mud of a sedimentary mountain. Scientists suggest that Mars once had a moist climate and conditions that may have been suitable for the emergence of life. They believe the alternating cold and dry seasons could have helped create the organic molecules necessary for life. Because Mars is located far from the Sun, its average temperature remains around -50 degrees centigrade. At times, temperatures can fall as low as -130 degrees. However, during the daytime, temperatures may rise to around 30 degrees Celsius. Jupiter. If we travel deep beneath Jupiter's cloud layers, we encounter atmospheric pressure that is nearly 3 million times greater than the pressure at Earth's surface. In those depths, there is nothing but a dark and violent ocean of metallic hydrogen. At its center, however, scientists believe there are solid cores composed of rock and iron. Saturn. Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun and the second largest planet in our solar system. Like the other planets, Saturn formed approximately 4.6 billion years ago from a rotating cloud of gas and dust known as a protoplanetary disk. As gravity pulled this material together, Saturn gradually took shape. The most remarkable feature of Saturn is its magnificent ring system. These rings consist of countless ice particles ranging from tiny grains to enormous chunks. Saturn's atmosphere is highly dynamic and features powerful storms along with fast-moving jet streams. Among these atmospheric events, the most famous is the Great White Spot. This enormous storm appears once every Saturn year, which is equivalent to nearly 30 Earth years. To date, 4 spacecraft have been sent to Saturn: Pioneer 11, Voyager 1, Voyager 2, Cassini-Huygens. Thanks to the Cassini mission, scientists were able to study Saturn from an exceptionally close distance. Wind speeds there range from 18 to 200 kilometers per hour. Because Saturn is composed primarily of gas, humans have no possibility of living there. Uranus. This planet is often referred to as the blue planet. It is the 7th planet from the Sun. Like Jupiter, Uranus is also largely composed of gases. There would not even be a surface on which a person could stand. Only one mission, Voyager 2, has ever been sent to Uranus, the planet Uranus. Compared to Mars, Uranus contains far more ice, extending into characteristics shared with Jupiter and Saturn. Uranus is frequently classified as a gas giant because most of it is made up of hydrogen and helium. On Uranus, the Sun appears to rise in the west rather than the east. The reason for this unusual phenomenon is that Uranus rotates around the Sun in the opposite direction compared to most planets. Neptune. Neptune is the 8th and farthest planet from the Sun in our solar system. It is an ice giant composed mainly of hydrogen, helium, and methane, with methane giving the planet its deep blue color. Neptune is home to the fastest winds in the solar system, reaching speeds of more than 2,000 kilometers per hour. Because of its extremely cold temperatures, violent storms, and the absence of a solid surface, humans cannot survive on this planet. Only one spacecraft, Voyager 2, has ever visited Neptune, making a close flyby in 1989 and providing humanity with our first detailed images of this distant world. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like it, share it with others, and if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe now and press the bell icon. We will meet again in the next video. Thank you for watching.